Sometimes in life, you have to get your ass handed to you. And I got my ass handed to me today. You know, I really hate it when you think you're finally getting somewhere and then you get a reflection. You fail. And the tower hits. And you realize, oh shit, I have more work to do. I totally messed up, man. You know, I said in most of my videos that I could be there for people and I could try to help. And I'm not saying I can't. I just realized today that maybe there's more to that. You know, sometimes I always wondered why God even chose me in the first place or chose any of us, or because I don't got a handle on it fully. I mess up all the time. This is probably just going to be me just being myself in the most honest possible way. I totally let someone down today. I was standing up for what I believe in, and I can't disregard that. But at the same time, I could have done better. And I did exactly what I was saying in my videos not to do. I reacted. Someone hit my trigger, and I reacted. And I realized that I was a total hypocrite. I basically saw someone representing all the pain I just suffered in the last 2 years. And I thought by this point that I was ready to handle it. When I was faced with it, I didn't realize I was being faced with it. And then bam, I fucked up again. You know, I really have asked this my entire life. Like, as long as I've been a kid and I had all this experience and all of that, all along I knew that I was like, wow, how could you choose me? You know, I've done so much wrong. I mean, it's not to say that I haven't done a lot of right, but I've done a lot of wrong too. I'm just a person having a personal experience. And these towers come and you realize you have to expand once again. Get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And learn that you are susceptible to faults just like everyone else. And learn that you know no better than others. And that's what happened today. Just like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun. I started delighting in possibilities, you know. I started thinking that I don't even know how to end that sentence. I literally thought that I was finally getting somewhere. And then comes another one. This winding staircase is high and long and hard. I basically said, hey, reach out to me. then I have someone reach out to me. We bear everything. But when it came down to it, I realized that I'm still growing. There's certain things I can't tolerate. And there's certain things I definitely have to grow with. Like, the issue with me is that sometimes I jump to conclusions. And then sometimes I'm not jumping to conclusions. Sometimes I'm hitting things right on the head. And then there goes me with my big mouth. Telling the truth. At least as I see it. You know, it's messed up. In my old life, when I used to try to be passive aggressive and not tell people how I truly felt, because I was always trying to maintain everybody's feelings and trying not to let anyone get hurt around me, and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah. I do this transformation. I see myself change. I start speaking my truth. And I lose. I lose both ways. I lost back then because I wasn't being my truest self. And then I'm starting to be my truest self and I lose some more. I try to find a happy medium. But at the end of the day, it's like, if things don't add up, I wish I could hold my tongue, you know what I'm saying? Or at least I wish I had more tact. I get all these downloads. I speak to a lot of, like, I'm just going to be real. I have all these connections on the other side. And yet, I don't have connections in my physical side. I got 2 friends. Got my mom. Got my son. Got my dog. And that's about it. The only people that really ever truly could handle me, I guess, as my truest self were those people. And everyone always says, like, oh, if somebody really loves you, they'll accept you for who you are. I haven't seen that yet, other than those people. And I'm okay with that. I have to be okay with that. I mean, if it comes down to what I stand for versus, it's like, sometimes in life you want things so badly. You want things to be true so badly that you'll turn a blind eye to some stuff that people do or say or are. And at the very beginning, you're like, something's not right about this. Something doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense. And your gut tells you this, and you're just like, oh, but I want this to be true more. I want this to be real more. So you don't look. And what ends up happening is when push comes to shove and someone shows you something that you can't handle, you snap. At least I do. Like I said in past, as much light as I can hold, I also hold the dark side too. So my previous videos, I said to reach out. I'm here for you. And that still stands. But I will say is that if people aren't honest with me from the get-go, I was trying it on for size. I was really trying because I was like, you know what? Maybe that's what people need from me at that moment. Maybe me just turning that blind eye is what they need. And I compromised myself because I knew deep down inside I was like, I'm not being true to me. I shouldn't have to compromise who I am to help someone else or to hold someone else or to be there for someone else. Because truly, I guess I was selfishly wanting that person to be there for me. And then as the curtain got lifted higher and higher, and I realized that the Wizard of Oz was really just a man behind a curtain, I couldn't help but point it out. And then when I did point it out, I did it maliciously. I was too brazen. And I think it's just because it was such a bad trigger that I couldn't take it back. Like, I only have some subscribers. And there's not many people in this world that ever, really come looking for me or reach for me. So when someone does, I really get hopeful, And I think that hope is what blinded me. I had to be honest with myself. Couldn't tolerate certain things. Shouldn't have to. Probably wasn't the right person for the situation anyways. I know I'm ranting and rambling over here, but really and truly it's just that I want to say that we all make mistakes. And in this case, it was mistakes both ways. I mistook the person and I mistook myself. I mistook myself for someone who had a grand compassion that I could turn blind eyes to things that mean more to me than anything. And I know that it's because of some type of pressure I put on myself because of, like I said in the past, the calling and the position. It's hard. Like, I don't think that I should have to carry that. I really don't know who I am anymore right now. I want to be a leader. I want to help people. I have so much up here, I got so much in my heart. But I just don't translate. The numbers tell me so. People tell me so. And that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but what am I supposed to do? I got a whole spirit team. And, when you're talking to your hires, it's like the perspective they have is always so grand that, they're always like, oh, was that what you... they pose questions to you? Is that what you think is the best course of action? They always talk to you like, very light, very fluffy. Because their view is so high. They know that this isn't the only life. They know that you're gonna, if you were sitting in their shoes, that this wouldn't be such a big deal. But the thing is that when you are in this perception, some things are a big deal. At least it seemed like that to me. I put so much pressure on this one idea that when it popped, it created a tower. I really I really kicked the bucket on this one. And this is probably just going to be me ranting because I need it. I really do. I'm going to put it in the comments anyways because I'm having a existential spiritual crisis. You know, years ago when I didn't come on, it was all because I was so petrified of what people would think. Then this time, I went through all the freaking narcissists that someone could throw at somebody, and I got through all of the torture and the pain and the suffering. And when I came out on the other side of it, I was like, you know what? The common denominator in all of these things was me. I didn't fit with any of these people. And I had to face facts, right? It didn't mean it didn't hurt. It didn't mean that I wasn't having that experience. I was. I genuinely didn't know what to do with it. God pulled me out. The low thoughts I was having at the time before God showed up again, people whom he knew. You know, and I'm going to say this and anyone can think I'm freaking retarded and I don't care anymore. All that time back when I said that my buddy that had committed suicide, he was the first one who came from the other side to talk to me. And he sparked me on my path the first time. The part of that I left out is deep down inside, I was in such a dark place that I understood why he did it. You know, I get so much love from the other side that sometimes it sounds like a good place to be, you know? And I mean, sometimes the only thing that stops me is because of what I know. I would just end up doing it again. I would just end up in the same pains, going through another life. So why not rough it out? Why not? It's not going to change. I'll end up defaulting some status on my spiritual side, and I'll end up coming back again and doing it again, let alone all the pain and suffering that I would put my family through. I would have put my family through at that time. Not that at that time that would have mattered. I mean, it would have mattered, I'm sure, but the way things were back then, it didn't seem like it. And then I had all those spiritual things, and the reason why I said it was because of the other people wasn't true either. The reason why it was so hard for me to believe last time, why I couldn't believe that God existed even after everything I saw, was because it was like I couldn't give up on the people, like on humans. I said no to God because it meant that I don't even know how to freaking say this. I really don't. I told myself it was because I was scared that everyone would leave me, which probably would have been true. I would have freaked everyone out. But I think the bigger truth I wasn't willing to face was that could I live the rest of my life knowing that only the spirit side cared? Like, here was this side showing me all this brilliance, all this greatness. And then there was my real life showing me the total opposite. And I was like, if I agree to all of this, in a sense, I felt like I was giving up on humanity. Because I was like, once I go this route, and just like troll off into the spiritual side of things, I knew I wasn't gonna be around. I wasn't gonna be here anymore. I was gonna be higher. And the thing is that if any of you have ever tapped into your higher selves, it makes you really devoid of emotion. I mean, sure, your emotions expand so large that you wouldn't compute. Even worse than you don't already compute. At least that's what I thought back then. Because I was like, well, if me telling the truth and being myself gets me into all these problems, how could an expanded version of that do any better? I mean, yeah, sure, I probably wouldn't react as much. Probably wouldn't react at all. As a higher self, you're so aloof that pretty much nothing would bother you, harm you, because you'd be so above it. I don't know how to explain that in any other way. It was like somebody could literally die in front of you, and you would be like, that's just the passing of time. How would you get through the world like that? How could you get through the world thinking in a higher self mentality all the time? You would be even more alone and even more misunderstood. But that was my bigger fear. Be stuck on this planet alone with all the spiritual backing, but be alone. I don't think I was ready for that. And now I've come into this, and I mean, I've warmed up to the idea. I really have. I try so desperately not to let go of that. I think about things like being in love and having more kids and having that family and just having love from people in my life. And even in this time, I was still trying to hold on to people. I was still trying to hold on to my humanity. Make mistakes, fuck up, tell people the wrong things. Not meaning to, but just doing it by accident or just out of sheer and I'm not gonna go into the whole situation that I faced. It's just that I literally was looking at a mirror again. It's like I say in my videos, hey, don't react. You're gonna end up being the exact thing that you don't want to see. And then I go and react, and I became the exact thing I didn't want to see. I'm a hypocrite. And that's okay. Because I had to see that. I had to experience it. If I choose not to rise, to the point where I lose my humanity, that's okay too. It's all okay. You know, it's funny. Like I said, I think I held on to I think I held on to this idea so badly because it was my biggest dream. It was my biggest dream. But sometimes dreams just have to fall away. You know, maybe I wasn't meant to be with anybody. Maybe I wasn't meant to fit. It seems like every time I show my true self, I get cut. And I'm really not okay with it. I'm kind of angry at myself right now. And you know what? It was all because of an idea. I had an idea. And then I fell in love with the idea. And then no matter what, I was gonna hope that idea came true. And then I don't truly know what's to come of it. I think I'm in love with somebody, an imaginary person in my mind. And when somebody comes and sort of fits that bill, I lied to myself. Just like I did with God that day. I lied to myself. I wanted love so badly. You know, it's so fucked up to say this, but I wanted love so badly that I forsake God. Doesn't that sound fucked up? I don't even know how that makes any freaking sense, but it does. I was so in love with an idea. At least this time. The last time I was in love with an idea too. It's so messed up. When you see these loops come back and you're like, oh shit, I was in an illusion again. Another illusion. When did the illusion stop? I don't know. I guess that's all I wanted to say. We never know why we're where we are. It's like even after this whole fuck up I had today, all I kept hearing from my spirit team was like, don't worry. It's okay. Everything is as it should be. They're cliches, but they're true. That's the fucked up part. It is true. Because the thing is like, whatever trajectory I just took was because I had to be true to myself. There were certain things I couldn't tolerate. There were certain things I couldn't sweep under a rug. There were certain things I just couldn't let go of. And as much as I wanted to, like as much as I wanted to be that person, as much as I strive to be as understanding as Jesus, you know, I fucking idolize that guy. I do. Because he did it just like us. And his early days were not that great, He didn't start his ministry till 35. And he did a lot of fucked up shit when he was young. He used to get kicked out of a lot of places. He used to piss off a lot of people. I feel like that's what I do too. Maybe a lot of you do as well. Fuck, what I wouldn't give. What I wouldn't give, Just to be that okay with it. In a human existence. I don't know how he did it. I really don't. I've been in my higher self and it's so disattached. In a sense. But Jesus, not him, man. He knew how to do it both. And it's so awe-inspiring. He managed to wield his power as a human while still finding love. I don't think I've ever truly cried on one of my videos. But I am today because I just can't take it anymore. But I will. But I will. After everything I've been through, after everything we've all been through, what I wouldn't give to know how to do that. How to shut my fucking mouth sometimes and just listen and be okay. Be okay when people trigger me. I mean, really trigger me to the core. Things I cannot turn a blind eye to. I guess that's what the human experience is all about. And I know I'm having a very low point right now. And that's, it is what it is. I got back on this channel because I was like, I felt so renewed and I felt so free. And not to say I don't, but I thought for a fucking second I was done with these towers, I was not done, but like, it was coming to an end. It's like, I literally felt like $1,000,000 yesterday. And today I feel like this. All in one day. Because I guess God thought I needed it. God thought I needed to expand some more and see some more and realize that I don't have the capacity to help people that way. I wish I did. I wish I could be more like Jesus. I really do. Some people say that Jesus is just a myth and all that. And unfortunately, I wish I could say the same, but it's not true. I've met the guy several times. He is everything they make him out to be. And I know you guys are like, oh yeah, what do you look like? The first time he stepped into a friend of mine, I knew who he was. I mean, I knew who he was by how he pronounced himself. he knew my inner core. He knew what my biggest fear was back then. Because I don't know if I told you guys, when I was young, I used to see the number 316 everywhere. Drove me fucking apeshit. I was just like, am I going crazy? Am I seeing this number? What the fuck is this number all about? I'm in this like teenage world. I'm smoking joints. I'm drinking and fornicating, doing all that shit that teenagers do. You know, like I said, I was totally like a regular teenager. Maybe not, because I grew up on the streets. I had a lot of street life in me. And I started seeing this number. So when he stepped into my, I couldn't shake the number. It was John 3:16. I got told by a messenger once that, like, you know, that's what the number meant. So I looked it up, just like anyone else would. And it was like, God so loved the world, so he sent his only begotten son. And you gotta understand, at that very freaking moment, I was just like, oh my gosh. This wasn't like now. This was like back in the day when nobody was on. And yeah, I was like, so what's this guy trying to tell me? Is he trying to tell me like I'm the one who's incarnated for this? I'm like, yo, that guy died. That guy went on a cross. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for all that shit. I really don't think so. So when Jesus stepped into my friend, this was years later after I'd been, you know, turned on that time. And he literally said to me, if I am here, then you are not. He finally settled that question, that burning question I had in myself for so long. So I knew right away. I was like, oh, it's you. It's you. I've been drinking away you for the last couple years because I was like, those are some big ass shoes to fill. I'm like, I am not prepared for this. I'm not prepared. So when I first met him that time, I was like, oh gosh. I was like, oh, it's definitely you. Only you would say that to me. Because you knew that was my biggest burning fear I ever had in my life. And gosh, was it magical. It really was. And I mean, like I said, the spirit side is so fucking fantastic. If there's anyone that's never met them, they don't hold any weight in their heart for anything. You can't trigger them. And I mean, you can go in higher and lower, you know, waves of energy. Like right now, I'm on the lower because I'm, you know, I'm in my feelings today. But then you can go higher, and then you start to exude and your frequency rises and you resonate. That's usually when your ears ring and such. But and then it's like this time around, I was really seeing things a lot. All the numbers were aligning, not just the 316, all the angel numbers. I've been seeing this new sequence of like 212, 313, 414, 515, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I was just like, everything was going good. The business, this, that, the other thing, like things were just going on their merry way. I made that fucking video yesterday and I was on such a high. I was like, yeah, I think I'm really getting somewhere this time. I'm really crushing it. What a fucking lie. You know what I mean? And that's what's so beautiful about, you know, life. Life will just rip a fucking rug right from under you, you know? And you're just like, well, guess I got too big for my britches. Guess I gotta go back to school. Guess I gotta go learn. Guess I gotta go take another course. Fuck. Oh, man. But I will say that all in all, the only thing I can say is, sure, my reaction was garbage. My reaction to this whole situation I went through was garbage. I should not have said or reacted the way I did. Did I feel it was somewhat warranted? Perhaps, because a lot of it wasn't adding up, and at the end of the day, it wasn't for me to make that call, but it was hitting something to my core. It was like watching fresh hell re-raise in front of me, and I was like, oh no, I'm extinguishing this fucking bullshit right now. And like I said in my videos, I reacted and I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. Oh my gosh. And it's not even like whatever this person or place or thing could have been. It's just like, you're like, you know what I mean? You're like, how do I fucking look at myself right now? I'm like, I just fucking did what I fucking said not to do like fucking 20 seconds ago. And I'm just like, who the fuck am I? Like, who am I? Like, who am I to fucking say this shit? Who am I? Why did I think I could, I should, I would? You know, why did I think that? It didn't stop from what came out of me, I'll tell you that much. So it's like, I gotta sit there and say, like, yeah, I gotta go take a course. I'm uncouth. I know that. I know I'm uncouth. I know I'm not. Sometimes, you know, I've got a heart of gold, but oh my god, if you trigger me, oh, that warrior fucking side of me comes out and just like, like, I've got. I mean, I'm almost 40 and I still don't know how to stop this shit. I feel bad. Like, if I was in medieval times, I swear to God, I would have been some broad on a horse with my fucking sword. I would have been. I swear I know it. And when the aliens came down, I would have been stomping on the fucking, you know, that astronaut. Just saying, get the hell out of my fucking realm. You know, like, I know myself. Instead of, you know, looking at the astronaut and going, why are you here? I would just attack. I would just attack first. So, oh man. Sometimes there's that warrior spirit in you. And you gotta know, you know, it's like that song. You gotta know when to hold them and know when. No, you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. And I definitely need to go to school for learning how to fold them. I'll tell you that much right now. I really do. I really probably let this person down. Maybe they needed to hear it, maybe they didn't. But I could have done better, man. I could have done better. I may lose a lot of followers right now based on this video. You know, not that I have many. And maybe, you know, I gotta understand that too. Like, I don't even get along with algorithms. I don't even get along. Like, I'm not kidding you. I literally see people put like one video on their profile and they have more subscribers than me. So you gotta say to yourself at some point, you're like, is it them or is it me? And I think it's me. And then if it's me, I'm like, what the fuck does God see in me then? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've never got it. I never understood it. You know? It's like, if the whole world doesn't fucking like me, why does God? I'm like a fucking conundrum, you know? I mean, people love me, like, in person, right? You know? But fuck, do I ever fuck shit up with people sometimes? I do. Like, I don't know. I don't even know why I qualify it, why I quantify it, why I even put parameters on it. Why even say things like that, you know? Like, God loves me because God can see more than I can, and God knows where my heart's at, and I guess that's why I don't ever mean to hurt anybody, but I keep doing it. I keep fucking hurting people. I keep doing it. I hurt myself and I hurt people. And I don't mean to. I really think I'm saying or doing the right thing. at the moment. I truly do. And then I fuck up. I get misunderstood. People, for some reason, don't seem to ever give me second chances or third chances or whatever amount of chances, especially the amount of chances I've given people in my life. I've never seen that come back at me. You know who does give me a lot of chances? God. God's given me so many fucking chances I can't even... I should have been dead. So many times. So many fucking times I should have been dead. And you know who fucking saved me every time? God. Every fucking time. God never gave up on me. And that's why I will never give up on God. I'll never give up on that side. Because after everything I've been through in this world, they're the only ones that ever really stuck by me. They're the only ones that ever showed me any real love. And even my own parents, you know what I'm saying? My own parents didn't. My friends didn't. Like, sure, I'm okay with my mom now, you know, but there was like almost 20 years where that was not true. And we had to really work at that relationship. It's because we're you know, mom and daughter. But if my mom wasn't my mom, would she still talk to me? I don't know. I really don't know. Or vice versa. I don't know. I can channel. I can talk. But what I can't tell you is why. What I can't tell you is how. And what I can't tell you is what it takes to change. Or what it takes to get better. The only thing I've fucking seen is that you just gotta keep hitting your head and making mistakes over and over and over and over again. And watch yourself tear and bleed and repair and scar and tear and bleed and repair and scar. And I think that's it for tonight. It's Friday night and I'm at home. Not because I couldn't go out and find some entertainment, but simply because that's not where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be feeling the feels. I'm supposed to be realizing who I'm not in this moment and who I am. And that's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. And yeah, how about this? I'm always going to be there for you people. But how about I'll put forth a warning. I love so hard that I make mistakes left, right, and center. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna save you or change your life but I will tell you what I am. And that's somebody who never gives up, and it is somebody who, if you don't start off lying to me from the get-go, I'm actually pretty okay. But I tried this whole, like, turning a blind eye and letting people be them at the expense of my own intuition, and it didn't go so well. Note to self: don't help people that aren't helping you right off the bat. That much I could say. Love you guys. Don't know who's gonna hear this. Don't know if anybody's gonna watch it, but I'm human. I make all kinds of mistakes. I don't know why I was chosen, but I was. So that's it. Bye for now.